Hello. Let's look at how to create your own lab standards, your own templates. Here we see we're on the patient list, but we want the template list, so we're just going to go over here to the template list. Here we see some templates that we have made previously. We're going to create some, we can create some new ones. It's easy enough to go in and change these if we like. We can go in and change the template quite simply. If it's something that we're done with, we can go in and delete it. So we can go in and delete from here. Now when we make changes, it doesn't affect anything that we've done with that. It's the order is still recorded with the patient. It just affects things going forward. So we're going to create a new template. We're going to click this green plus sign up here, and we're going to call the new device Sports Perf with a met raise. So we can go through and we can call, we can create any types of device we want. You'll find that you'll use a few more often than others, and you can make them device specific, or you can make them condition specific. Plantar fasciitis, tib post. So then you have your lab standards for what you think those devices should have. So we're going to go through and we'll make a couple of different orders here. We'll go through it relatively quickly because as we go through it, you'll see it's quite simple. There's some things that you should always have on a device. You should always choose the device. The shell material, semi-rigid is a good one, and the cast dressing, how tight you want it to fit. We want it fairly tight. So we're going to go to rear foot post. Sport devices, we want to have extrinsic. You can choose intrinsic, medial only, lateral only, varus or valgus. Unless you always post at 2 degrees varus post or 3 or whatever, I would just leave the numbers until later. You can always make those specific changes when you place the order. 4-foot post, intrinsic, no inversions or skies. Orthotic width is based on the width of the foot. I like my sport devices at 16. If you like them at 18 or 14, that's your choice. Shale Mods, if we want to make a flange or a fascial accommodation as our standard, we don't. This one is just a sport performance with the heel pad. So with my sport performance, I'm going to do a first met cutout. No met raises, no neuroma raises, no extension, Morton's extensions. If you want a reverse Morton's extension, it's under Morton's extension. So we can choose reverse, and you can go to sulcus or to toes. FHL, sulcus crest, 4-foot accommodation. Choose which one. You can do a pour on fill if you like. Any heel lifts, here we have heel pad. We're going to choose a 3 mil heel pad for the device. And down at the bottom here, we have our covers. Now you'll see there's first cover, finish cover, and bottom cover. So basically 3 layers of covers. The first cover is usually the padding cover, or the cover that's right next to the orthotic shell. So we're going to choose 1.5 to toes for our sports performance. And then the finish cover is the cover that's next to the foot or right on top. And we're going to choose 3 mil puff to toes. In the case of a dress device, you might want to choose topless. The Orthotics, the finish is excellent, very smooth, very silky. Feet slide in, and there's no top covers to slide off. Bottom cover, if you like to sandwich the layers in, we do a 4-foot bottom cover. So this covers from the front of the shell, from the front of the orthotic to the toes with vinyl on the bottom. So it sandwiches in. If you go full, it's the full bottom of the orthotic. But I don't like these, so I don't put them on. But You can if you want, if that's what you want for your lab standard. And there we've created our first sports performance heel pad template. Now we're going to do the met raise. So we'll go through real quickly and do this again. So once we have this all set up, we'll never have to do it again. If we want to make changes, we will. We can go back and make those changes. I'm going to choose a 3mm thick teardrop shaped met pad, and then for the cover, 1.5 to toes, because we don't want it too thick. And the finish cover, 3mm pour-on or 3mm puff to toes. That's it. We'll do a plantar fasciitis one. Active device. Plantar fasciitis, we want a semi-rigid. Cast dressing 2. Rear foot post, we want to stabilize the rear foot. Forefoot, we're going to make a 4-foot post. We're not going to invert it or skive it, because with plantar fasciitis, that might give us some grief. Heel cup depth, I'm going to make it a little bit deeper for plantar fasciitis. I want a bit of a medial flange for plantar fasciitis. And I'm going to do a 3mm heel pad and a finish cover of 3 puff to toes. And oh yes, with plantar fasciitis, I like to do I need a shell modification. I also want a first met cutout. So you can see the 3 dots here. Now that we have quite a bit of information, it's too much information for this field here. So it's 3 dots. So if you see that and you forget what it is, you can always go click and see, oh yeah, okay. Right? So right here, it's too much information for the field. So it's not populating. So that's it for our plantar fasciitis tib post. We're going to go through and do our tib post device. We want a rigid 2 degrees, extrinsic, intrinsic 4-foot. We want a 3mm medial skive. Orthotic width, we want it a little bit wider for a little bit more control. We want an 18mm heel cup to give a little bit more control. We also want a medial flange. And that's it. Straight 3 puff to toes. And that's it. We've set up 4 templates there in a matter of minutes. Plantar fasciitis, heel pad, met raise, and tib post. So now I'll just show you real quick how simple it is to use these. Audrey comes in. We look up Audrey. She has some tib post tendonitis. We're gonna go in. Nothing else. We just want a tib post device that we've created. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. Order's done. We have it. It's quite simple to use. If you have any questions on templates, setting them up, what some different standards might be, anything at all, please by all means give us a call. We'd be more than happy to help you set things up. Phone us, give us a call, or email us, and thanks. Have a great day.